2020 isn't just the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros., it's also the 20th anniversary of the classic RPG series Paper Mario. Debuting on the Nintendo 64, it really helped to cement Mario as a bona fide RPG star, with his flattened exploits typically coming on home console and then his Luigi team-up RPGs largely on handheld. For his latest adventure, Paper Mario finds himself confronted by the self-styled Origami King, and the horror of all of the papery inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom being folded into soulless origami versions of themselves. Naturally, Peach has been transformed into an origami version, and her castle has been wrapped up in paper streamers, so now Paper Mario must adventure across the land to free them from this new tyranny. Maybe, if he's feeling nice, he'll rescue the very angry folded-up Bowser as well. Paper Mario does this with the not-so-evil origami character Olivia alongside him, and while Mario is as stoically silent as ever, she is there to provide beautifully naive comic relief as they encounter new places and characters. It's all lightly humorous, a little bit punny as it knowingly plays on some of the absurdities of the Paper Mario world, and intentionally misconstrues what's going on. While there are new origami enemies to battle, everything plays pretty close to home with the setting and the characters that you meet and chat to. The overwhelming majority of characters that you meet are going to be toads that have been folded into origami animals, squished behind rocks, and just tucked away everywhere in the world. The toads are basically just there to act as things to collect and discover in a collectathon style. There's also the not-so-bottomless holes which you have to throw confetti at, which is found from smacking world items with Paper Mario's hammer. There's a fair bit of common ground here with Paper Mario's last two outings in Sticker Star and Color Splash. Where Paper Mario the Origami King really shakes things up though, compared to the last two Paper Mario games, is with its own fresh twist on the turn-based battles. These still feature the timing-based attacks that have been a staple throughout the run of the Mario RPG games. Well, except for Super Paper Mario, but that game sort of lives on its own. So you have your attacks and defences which are accompanied with timing-based button presses to boost your attack damage output or to block some of the incoming damage. However, there's no more single-use stickers or cards to worry about, and instead you have ring-based puzzles to solve as you battle. Paper Mario, and anybody that happens to be journeying alongside him, stands at the centre of a set of rings with enemies arranged around him waiting to strike. But before they get the chance to do that, he always gets to go first, shuffling those rings, either spinning them around or moving a row in and out to rearrange the enemies and try to line them up to match his own attack patterns. Once you've done that, it's a case of then stomping on each space in a row with his boots or thwacking a 2x2 set of spaces adjacent to him with his trusty hammer. Each turn is a bespoke puzzle with a particular solution, where the enemies can be lined up in a certain number of spinning or shifting moves, and if you're successful in doing so within the time limit and the number of moves that you have, Paper Mario's attack damage is then boosted. Nail the puzzle and you can off all of the enemies in a wave in a single turn, coming out of the battle completely unscathed. That can make things feel pretty easy a lot of the time. To be fair, challenging battles have never really been a staple of the Paper Mario series, and it's safe to say that the Origami King is not going to change that. Most battles can be overcome in a single go with relatively simple and easy to spot solutions to the puzzle, but it can occasionally spring a surprise on you, and I did sometimes get into a muddle, potentially coming at a set of moves from a wrong direction, or simply running out of time as I tried to figure it out. The boss battles turn these puzzles on their head though, making for a real change of pace. Now it's the boss that is at the centre of the circle and Paper Mario that's on the outside. You still have to spin the rings, but it's now to give Paper Mario a set of commands to follow. These can be directions to point him to run around the rings and try to get close to the boss, but they can also be squares that power up his attacks or enable some special origami abilities. Bosses each have attack patterns and weaknesses to exploit, and you'll try to organise the rings to give you the best avenue to attack through. From having played the first two worlds in the game, Paper Mario the Origami King feels very much like it's following in the footsteps of the last two games in the series. It's charming, there's toads literally everywhere, and Princess Peach obviously needs a little bit of saving. It really feels as though Intelligent Systems have put their creative energies into the puzzling new turn-based battles, and they really do help to freshen things up. I'm just hoping that they start to challenge my grey matter a little bit more regularly as I get deeper into the game. thanks as ever for checking out our video. These were really just some quick impressions as we gear up for our review ahead of the game's release next week on the 17th of July. Hopefully you will join us again for that, so make sure that you subscribe, click the bell, like, etc., all of the usual things before you go. Hopefully we will see you again soon. Goodbye!